Okay, we are live. We are live. Just a quick one, really. We'll be streaming for about maybe an hour, something like that. Talking some boxing. Good weekend, man. Good weekend of fights. Had the return of Lomachenko against Nakatani. Nakatani got beat from pillar to post, man, let's be honest. I felt Lomachenko looked great in that fight. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Lomachenko styled on Nakatani. Great comeback, obviously coming off an injury, coming off a loss. He performed very well. I'll be honest, I actually felt that was Lomachenko's best performance at lightweight. Crawler aside, that was one of Loma's best performances at 135. So he looked great. And obviously, we also had Tank Davis versus Mario Barrios. I actually really enjoyed that fight. First 6 rounds, Barrios was boxing relatively effectively, keeping range quite well, giving Tank some issues. I actually felt he was up after 6 rounds. But, 7 rounds onwards, Tank started to come back into it, started to get more purposeful, more aggressive, landing those big shots, and eventually the power told. That was a good fight, man, as well. Erickson Lubin knocking out Jason Rosario, fun fight. Janibek versus Rob Brandt on the Lomachenko undercard. Janibek is looking like a real good middleweight contender right now. Real good contender. So yeah, good weekend of boxing. Salute to G-Man in the building, man. Big up to G-Man, great channel. Big up to G-Man every single time. Big up to Nathan as well. Didn't think Lomachenko would dominate like that. Yeah, I thought he would win. I thought he would win on points comfortably, but I felt that Nakatani would give him some problems physically, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Maybe rough him up in a couple of rounds, that sort of thing. But Lomachenko looked great, man. He looked sharp. He looked accurate. He looked powerful. The right hook was back in play. What I liked about Lomachenko in that fight as well, against Nakatani, I liked the work that he was doing in the clinch. In previous Lomachenko fights, Lomachenko's been a bit guilty of not working when he's in the clinch. When somebody's holding him, he kind of looks to the referee to kind of break the clinch. But in this fight, he was using that free hand, working, punching out of the clinch. I liked that adjustment to Lomachenko's game. I've not really seen that too much from him in his career to date. That's something he needs to continue in his career. But all in all, a great performance by Lomachenko. No doubt about it, man. Yep, very impressive. Pure domination, I agree. Sandoval versus Harris was fire. Yeah, good fight, man. Haydar. Good fight. I felt Sandoval looked very good. I only gave Jay Harris 1 round, to be honest. Harris was competitive, but to me, he wasn't doing enough. Sandoval was dictating how that fight was playing out. He was landing the better shots. But Ricardo Sandoval looks like a good contender at flyweight. Obviously, one of Sonny Edwards' mandatories now. I think Sonny Edwards has got a chance against Sandoval. Yeah, so do I. I think it's a good fight, Haydar. I think it's a good fight. Yep, Sandoval looks quality. Another talented fighter in the mix at flyweight. Indeed. I'd still pick Lopez in a Lomachenko rematch. I'm interested, man. I'm looking forward to that. Teofimo Sr. saying he's agreed to that fight. He would like it to happen. So we shall see. We shall see. But that Lomachenko, to me, man, looked very, very good, man. I think he's got the bit between his teeth now. I think he really wants that rematch. He wants to avenge that loss. I think it's a very dangerous fight for Teofimo Lopez. But a very good fight. Very good fight. I mean, Teo's not going to get Devin Haney. He's not going to get Ryan Garcia. He's not going to get Tank Davis. Why not a rematch with Lomachenko? Big up to Guna Season. He says, how is Devin? I'm not sure what you mean, Guna. Fight camp tickets. Fight camp tickets are mad. Yeah, price-wise, yeah. 750 quid for a ticket to fight camp for one show. 750 quid. Christ. And how many people is Eddie having in his back garden? 1,000 people? You do the maths. That's some good money right there. £750 for a few like average fights and some vol-au-vents and cheap champagne. Christ. Yes, Rob Brant got beat up by Janibek. He got beat up. Janibek Alim Kanuli, yep, from Kazakhstan. Very good performance. Very good performance. When Janibek turned pro, I'll be honest, his first few pro fights didn't really impress me that much, if I'm being honest. But since then, he's starting to look more powerful. He's getting into his style. He's more comfortable now. He looks like a good contender at 160. Rob Brant, listen, Rob Brant is not a great fighter, but he's capable. He's experienced. He's tough. And Janibek passed that test with flying colours. Didn't lose a round, in my opinion. Great performance. Yeah, indeed. Loma should be chasing after Haney ASAP while Teofimo fights Kambosos. Yeah, maybe, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I kind of want to see that rematch now. I'll be honest. Based on how Lomachenko looked in that fight, I'd love to see a rematch. Alim Cooley looks very good. Brant was no match for him. Very impressive performance. Yeah, that straight left hand, man, was accurate, man. Accurate and damaging. Big up to Haydar Mahmood. He says Tank doing Tank things. Yep. He got rid of Mario Barrios. Barrios was giving him some problems in the first half. But Tank got in control and got him out of there. And actually, Tank was buzzed in round 9 with a left hook as well. So Tank had to come through a couple of bits in that fight, and he did. Big up to Levi Khan. It was good to see Martinez back. He's been pulling out of fights since December. Yeah, he got his win, 6th round stoppage. So he's back in action now. Hopefully, again, Julio Cesar Martinez versus Sonny Edwards is the fight to make for me. That's a great fight. Fight camp is piss poor. No big fights whatsoever. Yeah, there's a couple of fights I don't mind. Like, I like Tommy McCarthy versus Chris Billum-Smith. That is a good fight. I like Boatsi versus Bolotniks. But for the most part, it's just, middle-of-the-road domestic shows. Big up to Jed Kyleman from Down Under. Salute to you, sir. Christian Lewis, big up to you, Christian. He says, how's it going, Del Boy? Disturbed reality growth is crazy. Great content. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's going well. I need to, some crazy stuff out there, man. Aram can smell a trilogy. I'm not ruling out Lomachenko in the rematch, but I think Lopez will have a beating. Yeah, it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. One more thing to consider, though, with Teofimo's absence from the ring, this guy's a big kid, man. How long can he make 135 healthily? Yeah, waste of a show last night in Mexico. No coverage. Unknown fighters, snooze fest. Good solid win for Tank. He made the adjustments and finished great. His power is crazy, yeah. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I'm glad Lomachenko looked good. Exactly. Better watching from home for $199 than £750. Yep. Lubin. Yeah, Lubin destroyed Rosario. I did pick Lubin actually. Mark Unrivaled. He did a live stream last night, and I had Lubin by knockout. I wish I made a prediction video now, to be honest, but there we go. But yeah, I had Lubin by knockout in that fight. Erickson Lubin is one of those guys. Yeah. If this guy had a good chin, he might be the best guy at 154. But his chin is so fucking bad. He's got ability, he's got talent, he's got a skill set, but it's his chin, man. Yeah, exactly, Jared. Yeah, Tank needs to have that big step up at some point. Yeah, it needs to come soon as well. See, I liked the Mario Barrios fight. I felt Barrios would be competitive. I felt Barrios was somewhat risky. But ultimately, having said that, it's not the sort of fight we want. We want Devin Haney. We want Teofimo, Ryan Garcia, Lomachenko, even Oscar Valdez if he can still make 130. These are the sort of fights we want for Tank. Again, I had no problem with Mario Barrios, but still. Rob Brant ain't any good. He got smoked by a 42-year-old Jurgen Bremer who was fresh off yet another prison bid for sexual assault of a minor and could hardly train for it. Brant is shocking. Yeah, listen, he is what he is, man. He's a tough kid, but yeah, he's at a certain level. I was on a panel with Buddy McGirt a few days ago, and he said Janibek is the most talented fighter he's trained since Tava. Damn. Yeah, both southpaws, man. Both sharpshooters. Exactly, Duck. Yeah, he went in there wanting to make a statement, and that's exactly what he did. He made a statement against a much bigger dude, a guy who's shown a good chin, a guy who's shown he can give top guys problems. You know, I mean, he beat Verdejo. He gave Teofimo a real hard fight, so it's a good win. Yeah, Lubin's a very good boxer, but vulnerable, but a good win back in the mix at 154. Indeed, yeah, indeed. Exactly, Jed. Yeah, Barrios is a big kid, pretty tough but limited. Yeah. Beware all of the Uzbeks, Kazakhs, and Ukrainians signed to Igis Klimas. He is the Eddie Hearn of Eastern Europe. Janibek isn't more talented than Kovalev. No way. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Fingers crossed, Timmy. Fingers crossed. I think it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, look at the promotional differences. Sonny Edwards with Frank Warren, Martinez with Eddie Hearn. It's going to be a hard fight to make. Rosario got Lewis Ritson syndrome. Man has one of the most vulnerable bodies in boxing. Yeah, he does. He does, man. But yeah, credit to Erickson Lubin, man. A lot of question marks about him recently, but he come through there in the 50-50 fight. So yeah, credit to Lubin. What's the crack, lads? Not much, bro. Just enjoying my Sunday. Enjoying my Sunday. Yeah, I agree with that, Hader. I agree. I do like Shiraz, actually. I like Farouk as well. I think they're both good. They are both good prospects, no doubt. Especially Farouk. I love Farouk's style. Yeah, Barrios is a solid contender type, in my opinion. Not elite, but a good fighter still. Tank deserves credit, regardless he overcome the size disadvantage. Yeah, that's how I feel about it, kind of thing. I felt it was a risky fight going in. I felt Tank would win, but I felt it had an element of risk. So yeah, I'll give Tank some credit. I think it's Tank's second best win after Pedraza, personally. Yeah, Rosario was convulsing again. Yeah, Lubin was easy money against Rosario. I cleaned up in a big way. Plus, Tank was automatic dollars to stop Barrios. As I said, it would be big night at the bookies for me. Congratulations, Levi, man. Congratulations, man. Yeah, Lubin's a bit vulnerable, but still might be able to grab a belt at 154. It isn't the most talent-rich division, just a lot of good fighters, but no special ones. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Jed. Yeah, I'd agree with that. There's a lot of good fighters, but very few, special fighters, like you said. I think that's fair. There's a lot of even fights to be made there. A lot of guys in and around the same level. But I like the division. Lomachenko who's favourite, or is it a 50-50 in the mainstream narrative? I'm not sure what you mean, Jared. Are you talking about Lopez Loma 2? Yeah, I saw that, Hader. I saw that, yeah. Adelaide, listen, Hader, for me, David Adelaide should be fighting Kamil Sakalowski again. Yep. See, I thought Lomachenko would go to points in that fight. But there you go. Yeah, Lubin's chin is still his main problem, but he's very good otherwise. I agree, Nathan. On the come-up, I was very high on Erickson Lubin. I liked his style. I thought he was a good technician. He did all of the basics really well. And I still think he's a real talented fighter, but it's just that fucking chin, man. That eggshell chin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, AJ, exactly. I do think fighters use the weight excuse too much. Mickey Ward spent his whole career at 140. He said fighters move up because they want to stay disciplined out of a ring. Indeed, yeah. Indeed. Yeah, I like Shiraz, yeah. Rosario is another average fighter at world level in today's era. They can pick up paper belts. Oh, Lomachenko, Haney, who's favourite? Or is it a 50-50? I think in regards to like mainstream coverage, it would be viewed as a very competitive fight. But going into it, I would make Lomachenko a relatively big favourite, to be honest. Dragging out this Joshua Usyk announcement. AJ's only fighting once a year. No rush for them, I guess. Usyk ain't getting off his ring rust either. Yeah, one of those things, man. I guess you got to stay patient. Hopefully, we see it soon. Who would you like to see Tank fight next? I could tell you, but it's not real. It's not realistic, is it? I mean, I would say Lomachenko, Teofimo, Ryan Garcia, but they are not realistic fights. Who do I think he'll fight next? I mean, again, I would like to see him fight Lomachenko, Teofimo, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Oscar Valdez, one of those guys. But in reality, I think he'll fight Isaac Cruz. That's who I think he'll fight. Big up to Chase Athletics, man. Long time no see, bro. Hopefully you're well. Yeah, Adair Pennant. Yeah, I saw that. Michael Polite Coffee versus Gerald Washington. Yeah, good little step up that. That's the sort of fight he needs right now. But if he wins that fight, I would say Pulev is still a bit too far ahead. I know he's old, but... Lomachenko fought on ESPN Plus and nobody watched it. Didn't make anybody want the rematch with Teofimo. Nobody saw the fight and it had zero promotion. Yeah, I've got no idea what the numbers were, to be honest. I've got no idea. I never knew that, Jed Kyle, about Jurgen Bremer. I knew he saw prison time. I knew that, but I thought it was for assault. That's what I thought. But if he's been diddling kids, then fuck that guy. Yeah, Tank Garcia, I mean, that's a great fight, AJ Morningstar. Now, that fight would do big numbers, in my opinion. Even in the box office, that would do big numbers. Say what you want about Ryan Garcia. I don't particularly like the guy, but he's a big star, or a potential big star. There's no doubt about it. He's got a lot of social media clout, and you put him in there with Tank Davis, who's got a fan base of his own, let's be honest. That'll do some good numbers. And it'll be a great fucking fight as well. It'll be a great fight. Two punchers, two guys who can be hit, who can be hurt, in my opinion. So that'll be a great fight. See, I think if I could pick any fight for Tank Davis, it might be Ryan Garcia, to be honest. I just like the idea of that fight. I think it'll be a great fight to watch. I think the build-up would be fun as well. I'll tell you what, I'd actually root for Tank Davis in that fight as well. I'd be on Team Tank for that fight. You guys know I'm not a big fan of Ryan Garcia. Isn't it funny that the fights Warren wins any purse bids, they are the only good fights? Yeah, Cash versus Bentley, Foster versus Cunningham, the only ones that were quality. Frampton versus Warrington, Dubois, Joyce. Yeah, Frank's done some good fights domestically in recent times. Yeah, Haney's not got the power to keep Lomachenko off of him. Yeah, exactly. That's his big problem in that fight. I just want either Lomachenko or Teofimo to knock that hype job Haney out of the way before they rematch, so there isn't any disputes. I see that. See, weirdly, I think Devin Haney's a harder fight for Teo. Stylistically, I think Devin's a real hard fight for Teofimo. Fundora beats Lubin and Rosario. People already discrediting him. I'm not sure, Chase Athletics, man. I would lean towards Fundora because of Lubin's chin, but it's a step up, isn't it? It's a step up. And Sebastian Fundora apparently is fighting Sergio Garcia next, which is a big step up in itself. So we'll see how Fundora looks in that fight. But yeah, Fundora is definitely getting better. Over Black Wolverine 89. Lomachenko is actually the best at lightweight, not Davis. Lomachenko has fought better competition at almost 27. Tank needs to take up top competition. Yeah, I agree. Okay, Carlos Adames back with the PBC. Yeah, he won last night. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Jed Kyle. Yeah, Buddy McGirt had Kovalev towards the end of his career, so he wouldn't have seen the best of him. Yeah, exactly. But I do like the look of Janibek. Like I was saying earlier, when he turned pro, I wasn't all that impressed, to tell you the truth. But the last couple of fights or so, he's been really starting to find his style, I guess, settle into the pro game. He's looking good, man. He's looking good. Yeah, Floyd said they're keeping everything in-house in reference to potential opponents for Tank. So don't set your expectations too high. Well, in that case, I would imagine it's going to be Isaac Cruz. He's at lightweight and he fights for PBC. Who else could it be? There's Isaac Cruz. He's already fought Barrios. I mean, I think it'll be Isaac Cruz. The hardcores will want Lomachenko Lopez again, but the mainstream fans have lost interest in Lomachenko, and some random Japanese guy who came to lose ain't going to turn it around in one fight, sadly. Like, maybe you're right, but we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I've not seen it, bro. Yeah, Rosario's body keeps getting destroyed. Yeah, it does, man. Bless him. Bless him. Yeah, Barrios never had a chance. I put big money on Tank to win by stoppage. Garbage fight. If it went the distance, Tank would have lost on points. I enjoyed the fight, man. I enjoyed it. I liked the fight. Yeah, I agree, Levi Khan. He'll knock out Gerald Washington. Yeah, Akhmedov Barrios 2 should happen, yep. Well, apparently, Akhmedov is now mandatory for the WBA regular belt, so Akhmedov could fight Tank next. That could happen. That could be a decent fight, actually, believe it or not. For as long as it lasts, anyway. That could be a decent fight. But I would imagine Tank knocks him out. Fundora's coming for all of the names at 154. Yeah, that kid is that kid's a mutant, man, by the way he's built. And he's starting to find his groove now in the pro ranks. His balance has got a lot better. His distance control has got a lot better. And also for such a big dude, he can shorten those punches quite well. I'll be honest, yeah. When I first saw that guy, I thought to myself, this guy's just a fucking freak. He's terrible. But to be fair to him, his last couple of fights, he's been looking a lot better. He is getting better. There's no doubt about it. So yeah, Fundora, no doubt, he's a bit of a contender. How am I so far behind, man? My bad, guys. Exactly, Duck. Yeah, I felt Barrios did quite well in the first half, at least. I still favour Lopez. I think he just slightly has Loma's number. It'd be a good. Yeah, I'm looking again, man. I want to see it again, bro. Lomachenko's going to beat Lopez in a rematch. We shall see, man. Del, does your name come from that series, Only Fools and Horses? Kind of. So, like, you know, it's basically all it really means is, yeah, all it really means is you're a bit of a wheeler and dealer. I got that nickname in school, kind of thing, and it kind of stuck. I kind of used it. So, but yeah, kind of. Kaunaki versus Gorman hot dog eating contest. Forget a boxing match. Let's say that Lopez goes to 140. Who would Lomachenko realistically fight for a title? I mean, fuck knows, man. I mean, whoever. I've got no idea, bro. I'd like to say Devin Haney. Floyd said only in-house fights for Tank Davis, so maybe Akhmedov and Easter Jr. Oh, Easter Jr. would be terrible, man. Did you catch the DAZN card highlights? Looked like every fight was decent action. I saw the highlights for Julio Cesar Martinez, and I saw the fight between Venezuela. I saw his fight, actually. But yeah, it looked decent for what it was. How high are you on Diego Pacheco? I saw that fight as well. Yeah, Diego Pacheco, he was fighting some unbeaten guy on the Mexico card. Yeah, Pacheco looks okay. He's still very young. He's got the height. He's got the reach. I just think they need to take their time with him. I thought the matchmaking last night was very good for him. The guy came to win. He came to give it a go. That's the sort of fights he needs right now. So yeah, I think Pacheco's looking quite useful. He's certainly somebody to keep your eye out on. But he's a good prospect. Yeah, I quite like him. I like his style as well, and he seems like a nice kid as well. Seems like a nice kid. I'll big up to you, man. Where did you find me, Black Wolverine? Where did you find me? But yeah, thank you for the support, bro. Much appreciated. Much appreciated, man. Always helps the channel out, man. Always. So big up to you. Oh, that's good to know, Jared. That's good to know. Yeah, that's how it looks right now. Yep. I wouldn't say Haney's a hype job. I wouldn't say he's a hype job. He's still relatively unproven, but I think he's a good, talented fighter. He's going to get better, Devin Haney. But time will always reveal everything. So we shall see. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's legit talented. He'll get better. Is he the guy who people make him out to be, like the next Mayweather? I don't think so, but he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. Talented. Yeah, Lomachenko's chin is very underrated. Stefan, very underrated. And even his power, man, is somewhat underrated. Yep, I agree, Jed Kyle. I mean, I wouldn't complain about Bud versus Regis Prograis. They was talking about that. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. I'd quite like that fight. Yeah, breaking news that Gary Russell Jr. is looking to get out towards the end of next year. It sounds like Gary Russell Jr., bro. That sounds like him. Again, he's one of those guys to me, man. I would say Gary Russell Jr. is America's biggest waste of talent in boxing in the last 10 years. I always liked watching the guy fight. I always believed in his ability, his hand speed and whatnot. But the guy just doesn't fight enough, man. Doesn't fight enough. And it's a shame because he's got a great style to watch. He's extremely talented, but the guy just doesn't really have the hunger for it. See, I never knew that, Jed. I never knew that about Jürgen Bremer. I had Janibek in my top 10 prospects a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'll always respect Janibek for beating up Anthony Fowler, Duck. So I'm not going to hate on the guy. He looks good. Big up to you, Black Wolverine. I like how Heyman never does any interviews and just puts his head down and works, unlike Arum and Hearn and Warren. Yeah. Actually, there's a boxer from here in Sydney that is one of boxing's biggest scumbags. His name is Mohammed Elomore. You could do a disturbed reality on him and his crew. Okay, interesting, Jed Kyle. I'll have a look at him. That's interesting. That's what it seems like right now, Jiho Park. I mean, when was the last time you was genuinely excited for a Crawford fight? For me, I would say Postal, to be honest. I would say Postal was the last time I was really looking forward to a Crawford fight. Because I know he had the Undisputed against Ndongo, but I just wasn't into that fight. I never really rated Ndongo. Oh, that's interesting, Levi. I'll keep an eye out on him. Big up to Pussy. I like that name. And again, big up to Black Wolverine for the contribution, man. Much appreciated. Conor Benn will never be a real world champion, but he may pick up those useless trinket belts. Indeed. Yes, that would be a very good fight. Apparently that fight's in talks. Nathan. That's what I've heard. But yeah, Rashid Aleem's a good fighter, as is Danny Roman. Do you know what? Danny Roman is one of those guys. He does everything well. Good fundamentals, good balance, good jab, good accuracy, good punch technique. If Danny Roman had world-class power, he would be the best guy in that division easily. And that's a division with Akhmadaliev and Stephen Fulton. I believe if Roman had real power, he would be the best guy in that division, in my opinion. Again, I know it's a hypothetical, but I rate Danny Roman highly. DAZN boxing highlights on YouTube are top class, especially when you consider those shitty 60-second clips from PBC and Top Rank. Yeah, I agree, Stefan. And one thing I will say, Stefan, so I was watching a bit of the card last night on DAZN, and I really like Chris Lloyd on commentary. I think he's a great commentator, excellent commentator. That guy, to me, obviously, he's super knowledgeable. Never sounds like he's got a horse in the race. He seems like he enjoys boxing, like he's a real boxing fan who knows what he's talking about. I really enjoyed Chris Lloyd on commentary. Really enjoyed his commentary. And hopefully Chris Lloyd can actually, be part of this UK DAZN link up as well on the UK cards. So yeah, big up to Chris Lloyd. I'm not you guys know me. I criticize commentators a lot, but when there's a good one, I'll give him credit. Big up to Chris Lloyd. Oh, interesting, man. That's good. That's good. I've seen your username about before on other channels, Black Wolverine. So I've seen you about. Yeah, Haney's a good fighter. You don't outpoint Linares if you're a hype job. Indeed. Yeah, you get exposed if you're a hype job by Linares. Indeed. I've got no idea, bro. Now, G-Man, man. G-Man's got a great channel, bro. G-Man's got a great channel. Excellent channel. I've been subscribed to G-Man for Christ, a long fucking time now. A long time. I think he might have had less than 1,000 subs when I subbed to G-Man. I'm sure he did, but he's got a great channel, man. Yeah, Haney's a good fighter, just not the best. And he's not going to beat Lomachenko or Davis. He's not the next Mayweather. Yeah. Do you know what, though? I think he could beat Davis. I think he could beat Davis. I mean, we saw in the Mario Barrios fight. In the first 6 rounds, when Barrios was keeping distance, Tank was nowhere near as effective. And arguably, Barrios was winning after 6 rounds. Devin Haney's not going to come towards Tank. Devin's going to pop the jab, move, and make Tank take the initiative, make Tank chase the fight. I'm not convinced he can do that against Devin Haney. I don't think Tank can close the distance and effectively apply pressure against a mover like Haney, a guy who's got a good jab, a guy who's got good feet, and who can actually counter as well. So I think Devin Haney's a real bad matchup for Tank Davis. I really do. Me too, bro. Pigeon, me too. Very impressed. Insect Man, I like that name for some reason. Usyk stops Joshua late and casuals start to learn about boxing. Craig Richards by knockout. That's a good fight. Yeah, what a sad case of wasted talents, in my opinion. To me, he's like the US version of Kell Brook. Like, to me, Kell Brook was ultra talented, but the guy took too long to step up, never lived the life, and his career turned into a mess. Yeah, Russell's a waste of talent. It's because he's with damn Al Heyman holding back his fighters. Yeah, I'm not sure who's to blame on that one, to be honest. I'm not sure who's to blame on that one. Yeah, Arslanbek Makhmadov versus Dominic Brazil next. That would be a good fight. Makhmadov's not fought in a minute. He's not fought in a little while. Because he signed with Golden Boy Makhmadov, and I've not seen him since. How do you see Jojo Diaz doing against the top guys at 135 if he gets past Fortuna? Skill-wise, he's up there, just lacks pop. Yeah,
For me, with Jojo Diaz, it just looks like one of those cases where he's eating his way up to lightweight. I don't think he's a lightweight, honestly. I think that's his problem. He's got ability, he's got a skill set, but I don't really see him troubling like the top guys at 135. To tell you the truth, I don't really see him troubling these guys. But I do like Jojo Diaz. Yep. Crawford's one of the best, but I do not like his resume overall. He beat Spence Jr. I don't think he beat Spence. I think Spence beats him, to be honest. Thing is with Terence Crawford, like the level of competition's been so bad. A lot of the time, when you see fighters fight that sort of competition for a long period of time, they stagnate. Their growth stagnates, and they actually in some cases get worse. They develop bad habits. They don't adjust on certain things, and when they step up, they'll get exposed. So I'm not convinced by Terence Crawford at all at welterweight. Still to this day, I'm not convinced. I'll have to look at that one, Jed Kyle. I've never heard of that case before. Never heard of it. That's a good fight. Carlos Gongora, Lerone Richards. Yeah, I've got Gongora. Good fight though. Yeah, I like Chris Lloyd. Yeah, good commentator. Okay, UK DAZN team announced tomorrow. Interesting. How far do you think Sandoval can go? The way he seamlessly changed levels to land his overhand rights and pivoted to land his left hooks to the body against Harris was beautiful. Yeah, he looks really well put together technically, Sandoval. For only 22 years old, he looked very composed, very calm. I liked the accuracy. He looked very good, man. He looked very good. He's only 22, man, so he's going to get better. He's definitely a good contender at flyweight, maybe a future champion. If Blue Collar recorded with a face cam, he would boost his views. Yeah, I've only been on face cam once on Mark's channel. I thought it was okay fight film. It's kind of what I expected. Tank would have a few problems early on, and eventually he gets him out of there. It was an okay fight. It was an okay fight in my opinion. I quite enjoyed it. But to me, it's a sign though. He's not going to fuck with anybody elite at 140. No way. To me, Mario Barrios was one of those sort of fringe top 10 contenders. Maybe he's just inside the top 10, maybe just outside it. That sort of guy. And Tank, I thought Tank was losing after 6 rounds, but he came back and won the fight by knockout. It was a good performance, but he doesn't belong at 140. Tank Davis. Yes, big up to Unrivaled. And yeah, by the way, guys, check out Fight Film. Very good channel, good breakdowns, film studies as well, and Unrivaled, of course. He's recently come back to making content, so big up to both of those guys. Joy Speaks Wilder. I'd love to see it, man. Be a fun fight. Yeah, he looks good, actually, Nathan. Yeah, Gary Antuanne Russell. Yeah, he looks good. He's at 140. So he would beat Tank Davis at 140. I'll tell you what, if Tank wants to fuck around at 140, why not make that fight? Gary Antuanne Russell versus Tank Davis. I've got Antuanne Russell. He does look good, Gary Antuanne Russell. Everybody's talking about Jaron Ennis at the PBC, but I think Antuanne Russell looks real good. Yeah, on Mark's charity stream. How do you think Tank does against the top 135-pounders, Lomachenko, Lopez, Haney? I think he loses to Lomachenko. I think he loses to Haney. And I think he loses to Lopez, to be honest. I think he loses to all 3 guys. Would you take Barrios over the likes of Pedraza, Matías, etc.? No. I think Matías would stop him, and I think Pedraza outpoints him. Again, I think he's like lower level top 10 contender, maybe just outside the top 10. He's that sort of guy. Exactly. He looks good. He looks good. Got a nice pro style, Gary Antuanne Russell. Hits hard, technically sound. Not one of those guys who tries to be ultra flashy. I like the look of him. Yeah, Richards Gongora would be bad matchmaking on Richards' part, in my opinion. Needs to step up a step-up test beforehand. I'd give Gongora a solid chance against anybody at 168 apart from Canelo. I think that's fair. But if they do make that fight, I wouldn't be moaning, man. It's a decent fight, I guess. And Lerone Richards, man, he's one of those guys. Can they really take their time with him? Because he's never going to be a draw. He's never going to be a big ticket seller. So they may as well chuck him in there, see how good he is. And if he wins... Yeah, and that's another thing, yeah. Everyone's talking about Jaron Ennis. Yeah, Gary Antuanne Russell beat Ennis, 3 times in the amateurs? Something like that. He did, but he didn't get caught with loads of flush punches. He got caught by a left hook in round 9. I felt Tank Davis was hurt by that shot, but Barrios never really committed to anything after that. He caught he caught Tank with a left hook. Tank backed up to the ropes, just standing there, and Barrios didn't jump on him. So he can take a punch, but I'm still not convinced. Yeah, Pedraza. Yeah, Pedraza's a good boxer. Yeah, Tank has no reason to get better. Typical PBC building process. Build the name, not the fighter. And that's the risk. That's the bad thing. Because with Tank Davis, to me, watching him against Pedraza back in, 2016? 2017? Whatever it was. Has he really improved since then? I don't think he has. I don't think he's improved since Pedraza. And that's the thing, when you're taking on a certain level of competition for a long period of time, you're not going to improve. You're not going to iron out deficiencies in your game. You're just going to get used to your bad habits, and they're going to be harder to break in the long run. So development-wise, I don't think Tank's got the right fights that he needs, and I still see the same flaws I saw when he fought Pedraza way back when. So. Yeah, I think when Tank does step up to Lomachenko or Devin Haney, whoever it may be, I think he'll struggle, to be honest. I do believe he'll struggle. But we shall see. We shall see. Oh, yeah, no worries, Jed Kyle, man. No worries, man. It's one of those things. You got to do what you got to do. It's for a good cause at the end of the day. Antuanne Russell and Giasov are the future of 140. Yeah, I like both guys. Again, Giasov is like Janibek to me, because when Giasov turned pro, I wasn't all that impressed, to be honest, but he's been matched quite well. And as he's had more fights, he's starting to develop, look better, and he looks quite a force right now. So, yeah, Giasov's a good prospect. I think John Ryder beats him, but it's a good fight. Apparently, they did 16,500 seats. Would be interesting to see the pay-per-view sales. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see him, though, unrivaled, to be honest. I don't think we'll see him. Yes, big up to Nez. What I like about Tank is his attitude. So legit and no fakes. He just needs to fucking match it, though. He needs to match that with actually fighting, guys in his weight class who are threats. Like, if I was Tank, I'd be looking at the Ryan Garcia fight. I think Ryan Garcia is very beatable. I think it's a risky fight, obviously, given Tank's defense, but I'd look at that fight. Yes, Matías versus Ergashev. Yeah, that'd be unreal. That'd be a great fight. Yeah, 140. I mean, Matías, Ergashev, Antuanne Russell. There's some good guys coming up in that division. Giasov. I'm not convinced, man. There's something about that guy. There's something about him. Like the Fonseca fight, for example, when Fonseca was giving him angles and being awkward, Tank looked really out of sorts, really frustrated kind of thing. Even against Leo Santa Cruz, there was a couple of times when Tank looked a bit uncomfortable. I'm not sure what happens when somebody really puts it on him, hurts him, backs him up, and is winning rounds and really giving him problems. I'm not convinced how Tank reacts. I'm not convinced. He's not had to go through it yet, really. He had a little bit of it in the Barrios fight, a little bit, and he got through it, to be fair, but we've not seen it on like an elite level. Yeah, Barrios fought too passive, in my opinion. Pretty embarrassing being the bigger man and fighting so scared. Yeah. And that was encapsulated in round 9, Duck, when he caught Tank with that left hook. Tank backed up, looked a bit hurt, and Barrios didn't do anything. You could be right, bro. You could be right. Yeah, I like Matías. I like Matías as well, Timmy Nealon. He's got that Margarito vibe about him, just continuous pressure. He's got that aura kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like just non-stop aggression, brutality. I do like his style. Mario Cazares 10-1 underdog against Dave Morrell. How the fuck does that make sense? I know a lot of people are high on Morrell, but Cazares is unbeaten himself, so could be worth a bet. And fun fact, Cazares actually beat Canelo in the amateurs in Mexico. Tank reminds me of Kirkland from about 10 years ago, a bit, as in he keeps on coming, but with a better chin. Yeah, I mean, way back when, the hype for what's his face, James Kirkland was insane. A lot of people were hyping up James Kirkland back in the day. And then he fought a Shida who can't punch, and he got fucking knocked out in a round. Yeah, the PBC build the brand, but not the fighter. Yeah. Tank hasn't improved since Pedraza. I can't see the improvements personally. I can't really see them. What does he do better now than back then? Is his footwork any better? In my opinion, no. He still drags that back leg. Still kind of cumbersome coming forwards. He's just the same guy. He's the same guy. Same old guy, in my opinion. Yeah, he didn't knock out Pedraza. He didn't knock out Gamboa. He doesn't even make adjustments when he's losing fights. He knows the dive is coming. I'm not sure about that. Ergashev needs to... I want to see Ergashev in a test. We need to see Ergashev in a test. Yeah. I can see what he means. Yeah. Chill on Ergashev. Good prospect, but too one-dimensional for Taylor. Yeah, you ordered your fight camp ticket yet, Del? Only 750 quid. Yeah, it's crazy, man. 750 quid for some fights in the back garden, cheap champagne and some vol-au-vents. I mean, I've seen fights in back gardens for fucking free, man. But yeah, I understand it. I mean, I wouldn't have people coming on my property for less than fucking probably $1,000, to be honest. But to be fair, though, he's what? I think it's 1,000 capacity, 750 quid per ticket. I mean, it's a good little earner for Eddie Hearn. Yeah. It's what I expected, really from Barrios. I'll be honest, it's kind of what I expected. The worst thing about it, though, was round 9 for me when he caught Tank, man, and didn't jump on him. That's why I can see why people would say, oh, that's suspect. I can see why, to be honest. Pablo Cesar Cano versus Tank at 140, I'd like to see it. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't. Thing is, with Cano, his chin isn't the best. Yeah, I think Loma might stop Tank late on. Overwhelm him kind of thing, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Mitra. I can see Tank vacating his paper title at 140 if he rumoured fight with Mikey in Progress. I see it for a vacant strap. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I agree, Hashman. I agree. Matías stops Barrios in 6 rounds. I agree. Yeah, exactly. That is true. Very limited competition that Tank has faced. Indeed, yeah, indeed. I remember when Dwyer picked Liam Walsh to school Tank. Oh, dear. Yeah, domestic fighter, Jed. Domestic fighter. I think Matías is more skilled than Margarito. Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Thoughts on Floyd openly saying, we will only fight in-house fights at 130, 135, and 140. If you're not PBC, ain't TMT, you're not fighting Tank. I mean, it's what's been going on recently at the end of the day, so I'm not surprised. Just Floyd's come out and said it. I think we all expected it, to be honest. I think we all expected that. So I'm not surprised. I'm not even disappointed because whatever. I don't really care that much, to tell you the truth. Is what it is. He'll fight Isaac Cruz next, like I said, I would imagine. I agree, Mitra. I agree. Matías versus anybody is a must-watch. I think he only has a punchless chance versus the elite, yeah. Yeah, Cazares, yep. He's okay, Cazares. Yeah, that win's not aging well, is it, Duck? Fucking hell. Yep, Seth Mitchell, he was very hyped at one point. Actually, he was actually more hyped than Deontay Wilder at that point in time. Like 2012, when he was unbeaten, he was getting more hype than Deontay Wilder. Because he was on HBO, Seth Mitchell. He was fighting guys like, I think he fought Chaz Witherspoon. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he was getting a lot of hype. Do you think his defense is better now than it was back then? I'm not sure, man. Pedraza fought a dumb fight, man. He was trading with Tank. He fought a dumb fight. He should have been boxing. No, I've not seen it. I heard Duck say that though as well. Robert Helenius can't be sorry. Robert Helenius can't believe he stopped Kalnaki. He's so shocked now, laugh out loud. Now he gets another payday in a rematch. I'm looking forward to that fight. That'll be a fun little fight for what it is. Yes, Tank versus Matías. As we all know, Matías is not going to take his foot off the gas for the majority of that fight. See, that'll be a great fight. I think Matías is far too big, to be honest. Far too big, far too strong. Throws too many punches. Yeah, I think Matías walks him down and stops him. Be a good fight. Listen, it'll be a fun fight. Again, time will tell, Hashman. Time will tell. But ultimately, it's all well and good with us saying that, that Tank is this, Tank is that, he's got this potential, blah, blah, blah. But the people around him clearly don't believe that. They're clearly not that confident if he's going to fight in-house guys. And let's be honest, yeah, PBC options at 135, 130 they're not exactly great. So it sounds like he's being kept away from those guys. We need CJ NG or Los Zetas versus Team Billy Joe Saunders. Oh, wait, that already happened. I don't think you'd see Billy Joe again, bro. Yep, Jamal Charlo's last opponent knocked out Kirkland's ass. But yeah, Kirkland was washed up though, like Jed said. Jose Vargas calling out Zepeda. Okay, good fight. Mayweather's just stated Gervonta Davis will not face anybody outside the Mayweather PBC banner. So, ladies and gentlemen, there'll be no Gervonta Davis versus Teofimo, Taylor, Ryan, Haney, or Loma. Exactly. It's gonna be Isaac Cruz, bro. It's gonna be Isaac Cruz. Audi Atar suing Manny Pacquiao for breach of contract could put the Spence fight in jeopardy. Okay, I'll have to read up on that. Yeah, I don't think Tank can take body punches well with how undisciplined he is outside the ring, being on the booze and overweight and all of that. Yeah, jumping in between weight divisions. Yeah, that's always going to end badly. I didn't really rate Stephen Smith, to tell you the truth, Nathan. Never really rated him. Good domestic fighter, maybe European level at his best, but not a world level guy. But he was okay. He was okay. Yes, big up to official scorecard in the house. Yeah, I don't rate him either. Isaac Lowe, don't really rate him. Good domestic fighter, but nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, Chavez Jr. made Anderson Silva look like a prime Whittaker. That was embarrassing, man. Absolutely embarrassing. Listen, man, I was slating that fight when it came out. I thought even Chavez Jr. is going to knock this clown out, but Jesus Christ. Only Chavez Jr. could lose that fight, honestly. Fucking Chavez, man. To be honest, man, Nakatani's coming off three like some real hard fights. 3 back-to-back hard fights. Took a lot of shots against Verdejo. Took a beating against Lomachenko. He needs a long time out of a ring. A lot of time to recover. Maybe even retire, to be honest. He took a fucking beating in that fight against Loma. That straight left of a body, man, was fucking gnarly. That straight left was so effective in that fight. To the body and to the head. But those body shots, man, were taken out of Nakatani. You could see in like round 9, Nakatani just hit a wall and he was fucked. That body work from Lomachenko was really effective in that fight. And again, I said it earlier, but what I liked about Lomachenko's performance was, in my opinion, in the past, he's been a little too naive to the dirty side of boxing. You know, when he's being clinched, he'll kind of sit there and not really do much, look to the referee. But in this fight, he was punching in the clinch, he was punching out of a clinch. And I like to see that, you know, taking matters into his own hands. And, you know, that's how the first knockdown happened, punching out of a clinch. So I really liked that about Lomachenko. It looked like he went in there with bad intentions, and that's what he delivered. Real good performance, man. Great performance by Lomachenko. Again, I said it, I think it's Lomachenko's best performance at 135. I thought he was that good. I thought he was excellent. Yep, I remember Mitchell. He had no damn chin. He was just a big football player and didn't belong in a boxing ring. Yep. Indeed. Hosea Burton versus Pitters or Aziz would be decent fights. Yeah, that'd be decent. I just saw the highlights. Looked like a fake Canelo fight. Barrios was pulling punches going down from taps. Tank coming forwards with no respect for his opponent. Yeah, and again, the time Tank actually got caught, Tank felt it. You could see in round 9, got caught with a left hook, and yeah, Barrios just didn't respond to it, man. He didn't try to put his foot on the gas and try and get Tank out of there or drop him. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. I saw that, Levi. I like the reference, Jim McDonald boxing. Yeah, that's true, Jed Kyle. Yeah, that is true. What the fuck is happening with Briedis, one of the best fighters on the planet, and seemingly nothing on the horizon? Yeah, well, he was talking about moving to heavyweight, Briedis, and then, you know, he was talking about a Cole. So, you know, right now, fuck knows. I mean, who's going to want to fight Briedis? He's a great fighter, in my opinion, but nobody knows who he is. He's not really got name value, so he's a bit of a risky fight for these top guys. So I'd love to see him fight a Cole. I think that would be a great fight. But I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. Yeah, Pitbull Cruz may wrestle Tank to the canvas. The guy is very messy in the ring. Yeah, he'll come forwards, but I think he'll get knocked out, to be honest. Well, it looks like he's fighting, what's his face? Jermaine Franklin. Yeah, do you think that World Boxing Super Series has any longevity? That women's announcement was a real letdown. Yeah, I think that's basically the nail in the coffin, to tell you the truth. I mean, look at the response to that World Boxing Super Series women's edition. The response was poor, man. The numbers were poor. A lot of people were very disappointed. And the way I see it, you know, we've got this little clique of people on YouTube who apparently love female boxing, but I don't see that in the real world. When I watch boxing with friends and whatnot, in social situations, when a female fight comes on, there's always a collective sigh in the room, even from females. Most people, most casuals, in my opinion, do not enjoy female boxing. It's forced, in my opinion, and I don't really believe the demand is there for it. There's a couple of names maybe, like Katie Taylor, who's somewhat popular, but for the most part, nobody cares about female boxing. I certainly don't, personally. And yeah, I mean, World Boxing Super Series Season 3 Women's Edition is cheap. And basically, I think that's the nail in the coffin. Is what it is, man. It's a shame. It's a shame, but saw the Tommy Fury advert on BT Sports yesterday. My goal is to be a world champion. Find another job, mate. I agree. Yeah, he's not had his second fight yet, Levi. Not yet. See, I thought, yeah, I didn't believe even Chavez Jr. could lose that fight, but here we are. I want to see Yazza Dickens versus Josh Whale. Adam Smith once said, those body shots will pay dividends in the later rounds, Johnny. This is why we love boxing. Yeah, Nakatani knew he would lose but showed heart. Probably will retire now. Shame that he didn't make a fortune and never gained any real fame or noteworthy whatsoever. Tough kid. Yeah, he's a tough guy, Nakatani, but yeah, he took a fucking beating, man. Yeah, the 9th round just looked like he hit a wall, you know? He was hurt by a left hand in that round prior to the knockdown, but I think those straight lefts to the body really took it out of him. Those straight lefts to the solar plexus. Yeah, and his guard is really wide, so his left hand is low, and his right hand is like far away from his chin. Yeah, he's really open. I see what you're saying, Duck. Yeah, I think Prograis would punch holes in Tank Davis, to be honest. Love to see it, though. Yeah, I agree, unrivaled. Yeah, Loma, right from round 1, he took the initiative, took the bull by the horns, and really dictated how that fight was going to play out. You know, I watched that fight, and in the first round, you could see that the writing was kind of on the wall. But yeah, man, he did his thing. Yes, Lomachenko was breaking out of a clinch and punching out of a clinch against Lopez too. He's been doing that more recently over the years, and he's got good relative strength. He's strong for a small guy. Yeah, I agree. He looked very strong against Nakatani. That's one thing that kind of took me by surprise, was how, yeah, he looked strong. There was times when, you know, Lomachenko was pushing him back in the clinch. So yeah, he is strong. He's deceptively strong, Lomachenko. Oh, Christ. Not even worth thinking about, Levi. Andrade, Charlo, who wins at 160? I'd still say Charlo, to be honest. I would still say Charlo. And Golovkin, Andrade? I'd still say Golovkin, to be honest. I'm not a big believer in Andrade. Yeah, female sports are being forced upon everyone. It's very artificial and inorganic. I don't mind the female boxing, but to force that stuff on people and down their throats, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Stefan. Yeah, all female sports is forced nowadays, with the exception of tennis, which has always been big commercially. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, female tennis has always been big, to be honest. Exactly, the Black Wolverine, yeah. Yeah, I see. I could watch female tennis. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I could watch that. There's some good games. I'm not a big tennis fan, but I've seen some good games, and I've sat down and watched them. So yeah, exactly, bro. Ah, yeah. Czech Republic, Netherlands, and Belgium, Portugal. Who are you picking? I think Netherlands are going to beat Czech Republic in a pretty entertaining game. Maybe 3-1 Netherlands. Netherlands look very good going forwards. I love their style of play, the pace, the power. I like watching them play. I think they'll concede a goal, but I think they'll beat Netherlands. Sorry, Netherlands will beat Czech Republic 3-1. Belgium, Portugal is a tough one, man. I think Belgium have looked pretty good, to be honest, but they've been in a pretty weak group. So, that's going to be a great game of football because Portugal play good stuff as well, man. Portugal and Belgium both play nice stuff. I'm going to say Portugal are going to sneak it in an entertaining 3-2 win. So there you go. Good games, though. Do you think boxing will be better when the old promoters, Aram, Warren, Heyman, Don King, are all replaced with younger promoters like Eddie Hearn? No, I don't think so, Leo. I think you'll see the same sort of things, to be honest. You'll see the same sort of things. It's what it is, man. I mean, even with Eddie Hearn, look at what Eddie Hearn... I mean, we're talking about what Floyd said about Tank and him fighting in-house fighters. Look at what Eddie Hearn said about Conor Benn. He said that, we see what the numbers... Sorry, we see the numbers that Conor Benn is doing when he fights. So because he's doing such great numbers, we're not going to put him in a 50-50 fight. That's what Eddie Hearn said. So there's going to be the same sort of problems, bro. Whether Al Heyman, Don King, Bob Arum are still around, you're going to get the same shit. Really, all that really matters is, we have to vote with our wallets. If we don't like a product, don't buy it. I didn't mind the Barrios fight with Tank Davis, but I'm not going to fucking buy it. I'll steal it. I don't mind paying for things in which, for things I find worthy, but Netherlands and Portugal are going to advance, mate. Yeah, I think so. I'll be honest with you, though, Ryan. I'm unsure on Portugal. I'm unsure. Women's combat sports is for weirdos. Was getting pissed at my mates last night, and he threw on some recent UFC female fights, and he expected me to love it. I told him it was fucking creepy. Yeah, Belgium and Netherlands are the biggest chokers in football. No. I can't sit here and read that as an England fan, man. But I can't. We're pretty bad. We are pretty bad for that as well. We're going to go out on fucking Tuesday. See, I was going to do a live commentary for that game, but turns out I'm going to go out and watch it. So I'm going to go down the pub and watch it with a few friends. But we're gonna lose to Germany. I know Germany have looked pretty bad, to be honest, but Germany looked good against Portugal, but apart from that, they've looked pretty bad. I think we'll lose to Germany. I can't trust Gareth Southgate to get it right. I can't. Good drinking game for good drinking game for future Lomachenko fights. Take a shot every time the commentary team says natural featherweight. Oh, that's an out there one, Black Wolverine. Andrade schools Charlo and Golovkin. I'm not sure, man. I mean, I thought he struggled with Liam Williams, to be honest. He looked great early on in the first 2 rounds. He was looking excellent, but after the second round, Liam Williams made it real messy, real awkward, real tough. And, he made Andrade look pretty ordinary to me, which is why I think if I was Jaime Munguia, I would have one more fight and go for Andrade. I think Andrade is more beatable than people think. I think he's very beatable. Because Munguia can do what Liam Williams did with more size, better punch output, better punch technique, more power. I'll tell you what, Jaime Munguia is one of those fighters who is starting to grow on me. I like watching that guy fight. I know he's not fighting top competition right now, but I like watching him fight. Yeah, Rosado knockout of the year so far. Yeah, 100%. Yep. I used to remember going home, getting back from school, watching Wimbledon, Maria Sharapova. Yes, sir. Duck's got Belgium to win the tournament. Yeah, Duck is Dutch, so he's going to be. You can't be picking Belgium, man, if you're Dutch. Who is the trainer of the year in 2021 so far? Ask me at the end of the year, man. I only watch Ebony Bridges. If you know, you know. See, I'll be honest, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ebony Bridges, even looking at her. Don't get me wrong, yeah, I would. I'm not going to say I would kick her out of bed. Of course not. But, like, her look to me is not all that appealing. It's not all that appealing to me. She just looks like, I won't insult her, but yeah, her look to me is not that appealing. You are a little bit you are similar to us though in a sense. You are bottlers in a sense. But to be fair though, your country's not as big as ours, man. You've not got the numbers we have, so it's worse for us when we bottle it. I always like watching Holland play though. I do like watching Holland play. I'd lean towards Lomachenko, Andre. I'd lean towards Lomachenko. Eric Molina's on IFL saying that Wilder will knock out Fury early and then fight Joshua next. Well, if that's what Eric Molina thinks, that's what he thinks, I guess. I mean, the guy's a special education teacher, so who am I to judge what he says? Yep, only won €1. Yep. Yeah, Germany's defense is hard. I'm a casual football fan, J9898. I've actually watched quite a bit of the Euros. I've actually quite enjoyed it, to be honest. So these days, I really like watching tournaments like the Euros, the World Cup, the later stages of the Champions League. I watch those sort of games, but I'm not a big football fan like I used to be. I've just kind of fallen out of love with it, I guess, for whatever reason. Yeah, has Andrade ever scored anybody of a good level? Exactly. He's awkward. He's ungainly at times. He is hard to read. He's a hard fight for anybody, but I don't see this technical marvel that a lot of people see in him. Like his punch technique at times is a bit ropey. Like his hooks are slappy. His balance is pretty poor. I don't think Andrade's a great technician. I just think he's super awkward. And he is a tough fight for anybody, but I just can't really... I can't back this guy to beat like Charlo or Golovkin with any real confidence. Again, I'm not saying he can't win those fights. I'm not saying he's got no chance, but I just don't see what a lot of people see in Andrade. I mean, not on the scorecards, you're right. I felt Andrade clearly won that fight, but it's about how he looked in that fight physically. He was uncomfortable. Just look at how he was responding to the pressure, holding, clinching, and things like that, man. He was uncomfortable in that fight. He was uncomfortable. And he got hurt by Liam Williams as well. Let's not forget that. He got hurt by Liam Williams. I've always liked Munguia, to be honest. Yeah, when he won the title, I was like, do you know what? This kid's all right. He beat Saddam Ali. He beat Liam Smith, a tough mandatory. But after that, man, his title defenses were pretty poor. And he wasn't looking that great. So I thought, yeah, this guy, he's not all that, blah, blah, blah. But, he's moved to middleweight. He's vacated that title. Now he's taking learning fights. I think the worst thing that happened to Munguia was winning that title because he had a world title, but I don't think he was really ready for it. And you saw that in the matchmaking when he was a world champion. He was still taking learning fights while he was a world champion. And I never liked that. I never like to see it. I never like to see a world champion in development fights. And that's what was happening. But now he's got no title. These sort of fights with Spike O'Sullivan and Cesar Martinez, these are okay fights to take right now. now he's got no world title. Yeah, Charlo's an athletic fighter with extremely basic boxing skills. He keeps his head on the line too, and too much on the front foot, which opens him up for counters. Yeah, I think the Andrade fight would be very interesting. Andrade Charlo. Prospect. Yeah, Anna Kournikova. There was one tennis player I thought was really fucking fit. I forgot her name though. I think she was German or Polish. I forgot her name. What was her fucking name? I always thought she was fucking gorgeous. What was her name? I forgot her name, but I don't even know where she was from, to tell you the truth. I don't even know where she was from. Shit. But I always thought she was fucking gorgeous. Yeah, by the way, lads, if you could smash the like as well, we much appreciated. Yeah, Sharapova's nice, man. I like Sharapova. Yeah, imagine Jake Paul challenging Novak Djokovic at tennis. Yeah, Frank Warren once got Munguia's name wrong and called him Mengele. That's in the Auschwitz Angel of Death. I shat myself. They are good. They are good, Duck. They are good. Yeah, Floyd was fucking barking instructions to Tank, yeah. Yeah, Ebony Bridges, a hype job looks-wise. Every biker gang here has chicks that look like her at the clubhouses working the pole. Yeah, exactly. She's got that stripper vibe. Like that cheap stripper vibe. Yeah, 100%. And again, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'd be lying if I said that, but just not one of my go-tos, I guess. Yeah, well, I guess the time will tell, Steve. Time will tell. Time will tell. But I want to see these fights. I will say that. Nah. I'll take Andrade. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Jamal Charlo did avoid that fight. There's no doubt about it. Having said that, though, Andrade avoided Jamal Charlo, so there you go. Like, he could have fought Jamal Charlo back in 2014. He actually signed for the fight, and then he said there wasn't enough money, and he pulled out. So I don't really feel sorry for Andrade like that. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, J9898. Andrade isn't a great technician, but he's athletically gifted. He's got pretty fast hands and feet, yeah, and he's awkward as well, yeah. Do you think Munguia gets too much of a pass opponents-wise? His record is super padded, somewhat understandable while turning pro early, I guess, but still. Yeah, exactly. So I had a problem with it when he was a champion because, like I said, he was taking development fights as a champion. I never liked that. It's not a good look. But now he's not got a title. I don't really have a problem with these sort of fights. You know, like Turiano Johnson, Spike O'Sullivan, these sort of guys. I don't really have a problem with it right now. But when he was a champion, yeah, it wasn't a good look. But like I say, I think being a champion was the worst thing to happen to him. But now he seems to be getting better now, developing a little bit. So yeah, I agree. I agree with this though. Yeah, Andrade was better at 154. I agree. I forgot her name, man. It's really bugging me. I don't know whether she was German, Serbian, Polish, but she was fucking hot. Forgot her name though, man. Forgot her name. It's gonna bug me, man. It's gonna bug me. Let me. Fuck's sake. I'm gonna try and find it. Let's try and find it. Oh, shit. I'll know her name if I see it, but I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I'm really not sure. It's bugging me, though. It's fucking bugging me. It'll come to me at some point, I guess. Anna Ivanovic? I don't think it was her. The name doesn't sound right. Let me Google it. She was blonde. I'm sure she was blonde. Serena Williams would beat me up. Yeah, I think Cash is, just a good domestic level guy. Sue Barker. Nah, it's not Wozniacki. It's not Wozniacki. It's not Wozniacki. It's definitely not Wozniacki. Oh, it's pissing me off now. Oh, God, God's sake. I just don't know. I don't know. What the fuck was her name? I'll do some research in the background. Lindsay Davenport. No. Anorexic Woolhouse. Oh, Christ. Bugging me, though. It's fucking bugging me. Ah, I think I found it. Okay. Sabine Lishki, whatever her name is. That's how you type it. That's the one. I always used to think she was fucking banging. Something about her look that kind of just done something for me. I don't know why, but I thought she was banging. Is she still playing? But yeah, she was banging. Lindsay Davenport pegs men. Oh dear, Lindsay fucking Davenport. What does she look like? I forgot. Let's have a look. Yeah, she's not pleasant to look at, is she? Oh, Lindsay Davenport. She looks like fucking Jade Goody a bit. No. Yeah, Lejicki. I can't say her. Lejicki. Yeah, she's banging, man. Sabine Lejicki. Yeah, I used to find her so fucking hot. Just got that natural look about her. You guys know what I'm gonna do when I fucking log off. Okay. Oh dear. Big up to Colin, by the way. Yeah, Sabine was always a bit, yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Slag of a group. Yeah, man. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yeah, she was banging though. Does she still? So yeah, she still plays. Okay, cool. There you go. Still plays, yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, she's nice, you know. Okay, Lizitsky. I'm terrible, man. I'm terrible. Serena's hot. Oh, Christ. Eugene Bouchard. I'll type her in. What does she look like? Eugenie. What? Eugenie Bouchard. Oh yeah, she's alright, you know. Just see her fucking little swimsuit photo shoot. Yeah, she's alright, you know. She ain't too bad at all. There you go. Going down memory lane now of watching Wimbledon when I was a fucking teenager. Tell you what though, she's not that much older than me. She's 31 years old. I'm 27, so it could happen. It could happen. It could happen. Sabine Legitsky. Fucking hell. I can't fucking speak, man. I'm gonna fucking stop. But yeah, she's banging. Colin, man. Yeah, it starts tomorrow. Yeah, Wimbledon. Yeah, I don't mind Wimbledon actually. I quite like watching it now and again. I don't watch every game or anything like that, but the big games I'll watch, like Federer and Nadal, and things like that. I'll watch those games. But I know who you're talking about, Jed. Yeah, she is nice. Yeah, Valerie Lareda. Yeah, she's beautiful, man. She is nice. She's nice, man. She's got those nice thighs, man. That nice ass, and a pretty face as well. She's a nice looking girl, Valerie Lareda. Yeah, she lost her last fight. Yeah, lost her last fight. But yeah, that's okay, man. That's okay. You know, there's loads of guys in those gyms, yeah, just begging to be a training partner. Like in those wrestling gyms or like jiu-jitsu, whatever. These guys are begging to be a training partner. But yeah, tennis has got this thing of there's some good-looking women play tennis, man. Some real good-looking women. And that's another criticism I've got of female boxing, you know. Take away, I don't like it, right? I don't like the quality of it. I just can't get into it. But take away that. Do you know when you look at like female boxers on the scales and stuff like that? To me, they don't look like quality athletes. Even like, go and watch UFC female fights. Look at like female MMA fighters on the scales. They do look like pro athletes kind of thing. But a lot of female boxers, they don't even look like pro athletes to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. That's a really weird takeaway, but I've always kind of felt that. To me, a lot of these girls don't look like proper athletes. Mr. Pigeon. Ostapenko. I have her, screensaver tennis player. She's chavvy yet classy. That's the look I like. Yeah, they were bad scorecards. They were bad scorecards. Somebody's got to think so, man. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this one up. You know, I need to make my dinner. I've got some salmon to cook. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed the weekend's boxing, and I'll catch you on the next one.